Hello everyone and welcome to the class on world history. Today we are going to talk about the founding of American colonies. Now the emergence of America is something that actually not only changed the destiny of one colony, but it also affected the growth of nationalism and freedom struggle in many places, such as the freedom struggle in Southern or Latin America or the freedom struggle in Asia. As such, understanding how America developed is very important. So, today our topic is emergence of America. Remember, I am not calling it USA. United States of America came and formed only after America or the eastern coast of America attained freedom from British colonialists. Now, I am just talking about the 13 colonies which were formed when Britishers came to America and started settling there. So, emergence of America, when we say as early as 1492, Columbus had come and discovered West Indies. Since Columbus was from Spain, Spain became the first European power to colonize America. Soon after that, many other powers of Europe came. Britain came and formed the first colony in America in 1607. The first colony was Virginia. It was given the name Virginia because the colony was in which Britishers came and settled. They came during the era of the reign of Queen Elizabeth. She was a virgin queen, and to honor her entity, the name of the first colony was given Virginia. Obviously, the last colony, that is the 13th colony, which was which came under British influence or where Britishers came and settled, was Georgia, named after the King George. So, from 1607 to 1732, if we see, Britishers colonized many part of eastern coast of America, and that is North America, and many of these colonies merged finally to form 13 colonies. So, by 1732, we had 13 colonies in America. Now, for your understanding, it is important to know what was the structure of the colonies. So, when we study American history, these 13 colonies are grouped into 3 groups. The New England colonies were actually the first colonies which were settled in the northern part of the eastern coast. So, that was called New England colonies. Most of the people who came to these colonies, which were in the, if we have to understand which are these colonies, they were on the northern part of the eastern coast. So, if you check in the map, they are in the northern part of the eastern coast of current, map of North America. You have to look into the map of North America, and in the northern part, the colonies which were settled were called New England colonies. The people who came there were mostly Puritans or Protestants who came escaping the Catholic anti-reform movement which had begun in Europe, and Catholics were persecuting the Protestants, and to escape such persecution, they came and they settled in the North England colonies or New England colonies or the northern part of eastern coast. Now, let me just write eastern coast. Now, what had happened there, they established a society because the eastern coast was relatively, the northern part of eastern coast was relatively a cold climate. They settled there and it was peaceful, but these people who came here escaping persecution, they themselves became very much intolerant to other religious beliefs. They actually maintain a Puritan belief, and in New England colonies the more people who came and settled, they basically believed in just one religion, that is Protestant religion. So, their religious belief was very strict. They did not encourage intermingling of other religion or other sect. Then the second group of colony, which is the middle colonies, that is somewhere near Washington and New York, it was known as the middle colonies. Now, this middle colonies had a very different social structure than the New England colonies. While the New England colonies were more Puritan in nature, they were trying to safeguard their religious belief. New England colony was more cosmopolitan. Here we saw that people from various countries of Europe came and settled, and it was a flourishing place for trade and fishing and shipbuilding and dockyards. And in the middle colonies, you see that a whole composite culture developed. In fact, in middle colonies, you will also find that the people were more tolerant towards other religion. You not only find the Protestants and Puritans, but you also find Catholics, Roman Catholics coming and settling there along with other religious sects of Christianity. So, there in middle colonies, you find a composite culture. Composite culture along with religious tolerance. Obviously, they also had warmer climate, and the middle colonies were the main the foundation. They laid the foundation of agriculture, and cash crop became the most important agri product of middle colonies. Then there were southern colonies. And these colonies of Britain actually shared their boundary with Spain. And in these southern colonies also we see a composite culture, intermingling of various religion and sects, and obviously religious tolerance. It is also said the third colony, that is Georgia, which was established, actually King George wanted to send certain prisoners who had who were in prison for not paying their debt, and they were resettled in the colony of Georgia, and this is how southern colony flourished. So, these are the three categories of colonies, or these were the three categories in which the 13 colonies of Britain were categorized into. Now, if you look into these 13 colonies, they were very different from each other. If you see, each colony had their own governor, and this governor was appointed by the Parliament in England. As such, their political structure was very different because they individually had each governor. However, if you see, all these colonies also had elected legislature. To assist the governor. So, if you look into the cultural history of these 13 colonies, they developed as individual separate entities, but later on, because of certain cultural and political changes, they came together and they formed one complete whole, especially when you see the the first Congress of all these colonies who came together, and the representatives of 13 colonies came together and decided that they wanted to start a movement against the taxation, heavy taxation of Britain. So, what had happened along with this individual political entity that they were, because each colony had their own separate governor and laws were made for each colony, there were certain similarities as well. What were the similarities? First of all, these colonies were striving field of enlightenment. Most of the people who came, they were Protestants, they had seen Reformation movement, and not only that, they had also experienced what kind of what kind of reformation Enlightenment era had brought, the development that Enlightenment era had brought. So, most of the people who came and settled in America were actually driven by the philosophies of Enlightenment era. At the same time, they all had their own legislature which were self-elected. As such, they had trained themselves in forming local government, and then there was obviously a political unity, because after all they were all under the political authority of the Parliament of England. The laws were made at England. So, where did they found uniformity? The uniformity was in the political structure. And this political structure later on became the binding thread between the 13 colonies. So, this is how 13 colonies emerged. In our other classes, we will further discuss that why did the relationship between the mother country, that is Britain, from where these settlers came, and America became so strenuous, and what was the result of these changes. Thank you for attending this class.